Hello. Today is May 31st, 2010, Memorial Day. What I'm wearing is the uniform of the day for members of the Y-128 post of the American Legion, consisting of veterans of all wars, beginning with World War II. We no longer have World War I veterans in our post. I want to talk today about recognition not of American veterans, but also of veterans, persons who have sacrificed themselves, perhaps making the ultimate sacrifice in the service of peacekeeping as organized by the United Nations. The 8th Annual International Day of UN Peacekeepers was observed on May 28th at headquarters and in many other UN offices around the world. The International Day was established by the General Assembly in 2002 to pay tribute to all men and women serving in UN peacekeeping for their high level of professionalism, dedication, and courage, and to honor the memory of those who have lost their lives in the cause of peace. This year, the UN also honored those who died in January and February 2010. The 101 fatalities suffered by the UN as a result of the 12 January earthquake in Haiti, 96 were from the UN Stabilization Mission in Haiti, known by its acronym as MINUSTAH, M-I-N-U-S-T-A-H. This was the biggest single loss of life in the history of UN peacekeeping. Among other tragedies that befell peacekeepers in 2009 were a fatal airplane crash in Haiti and an assault on UN staff at a guest house in Kabul. Attacks continued in 2009 and 2010 against peacekeepers in Darfur. This year's commemoration is a somber one, said the Secretary General. The past 14 months have been especially deadly for UN peacekeeping. He continued to say the recent tragedy in Haiti highlights the sacrifice and dedication of UN peacekeepers who deploy around the world, despite the dangers and risks they face, with the common goal of providing a better future for the people of the countries in which they serve. This last quote is from Alain Leroy, Under-Secretary General for Peacekeeping Operations. This year's commemorative ceremonies come at a time when the services of UN peacekeepers are in greater demand than ever. The more than 124,000 peacekeepers, including 100,000 military and police personnel from 115 countries, serving in 16 operations on 4 continents. This broad-based participation not only bolsters the strength of UN operations, but it is also a clear demonstration of widespread respect for, dependence on, and confidence in UN peacekeeping. As peacekeeping has grown in size, it has also grown in scope. Peacekeeping's traditional role of monitoring ceasefire agreements and borders between sovereign states has evolved to carrying out large-scale, multi-dimensional peacekeeping operations addressing intra-state conflicts. Many newer missions are mandated to facilitate political processes through the promotion of national dialogue and reconciliation, protect civilians, assist in the disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration of combatants, support the organization of elections, protect and promote human rights, promote reform of the domestic security sector, and assist in restoring the rule of law. Here is a May 8th UN photo showing officers with the African Union UN hybrid operation in Darfur, known by its acronym UNAMID, UNAMID, carrying the coffin of a fallen Egyptian colleague in Sudan after he and his convoy were ambushed on May 7 in South Darfur. This next photo, also taken on May 8th, shows a wounded Egyptian UNAMID peacekeeper, also ambushed on May 7th in South Darfur, where 2 UN personnel were killed and 2 were wounded. And this third photo from April 26th depicts a happier event, the release of 2 UNAMID peacekeepers, here shown on either side of UNAMID head Ibrahim Gambari. Behind them are, from left to right, Michael Fryer, UNAMID Police Commissioner, and Mohammed Yonis, UNAMID Deputy for Operations and Management. Now I turn to a review of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. After intense negotiations and at times heated controversy, states parties to the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, NPP for short, concluded on May 28 the 2010 conference to review and advance the 1968 treaty with the unanimous adoption of an outcome document that contained steps to speed progress on nuclear disarmament, advance non-proliferation, and work towards a nuclear weapons-free zone in the Middle East. Its, quote, conclusions and recommendations for follow-on actions, unquote. The comprehensive text contains a 22-point action plan on nuclear disarmament, outlining concrete steps in the areas of principles and objectives, disarmament of nuclear weapons, security assurances, nuclear testing, fissile materials, and other measures in support of nuclear disarmament. Among other actions, the conference resolved that the nuclear weapons states commit to further efforts to reduce and ultimately eliminate all types of deployed and non-deployed nuclear weapons, including through unilateral, bilateral, and non-deployed nuclear weapons, including specifically the Russian Federation and the U.S. were urged to commit to seeking the early entry into force and full implementation of the Treaty on Measures for the Further Reduction and Limitation of Strategic Offensive Arms, known as the START Treaty, S-T-A-R-T. The conference noted the Secretary General's 5-point proposal for nuclear disarmament, including consideration of negotiations on a nuclear weapons convention, and it recognized the legitimate interests of non-nuclear weapons states in constraining nuclear weapons states' development and qualitative improvement of nuclear weapons, and ending the development of advanced new types of those weapons. That's all for this May 31st, Memorial Day issue of United Nations Week, News and Views. We'll be back for the next issue. Meantime, do send along your own views on these or other UN issues to www.unweek.blogspot.com. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye until next time.